homestead table, cups lined up in the camera stable. Part A, part B, mix it slow. Watch that liquid magic flow. Mica powder shimmer bright, colors dancing in the light. Out.
Hello everyone, welcome to Homestead Resin with Bobbie Jo. I'm Bobbie Jo, and today we're going to be working on a project which should have been my first video, but it actually now is my fifth, and I didn't have audio, so I'm going to be doing a voiceover for this one. My apologies if those of you who don't like voiceovers, but this will probably be about the only one that I do, or at least that's planned, because I just didn't have audio. But we're going to be working, let's get going. We're going to be working on a project today that I'm very excited about. It's the Wood You Resin collaboration, Wood, W-O-O-D, Wood You Resin Collab, which is hosted by our friend Andy at CCUK Resin, and also Michelle and Dawn from Glitz N Glitter. I'm going to use wood veneer, which I just showed you there. It comes in a roll. It's easy to get, inexpensive. They have it everywhere. So what I did is I cut out a piece, I sprayed both sides with Mod Podge, which will reduce bubbles, let it dry 20 minutes in between, and I'm going to roll it up and stick it in the back of this shell. We're going to be using the snail planter mold from Glitz Resin. I'm going to roll it up here, stick it in the back of the snail so that it looks like a tree stump. That'll be the part where the plant goes, or pencil holder, or whatever you want to use it for. But that's the whole object of it anyway. But for this one, I'm going to be using some green glitter because I wanted to bring the outside in. I'm not sure if it's going to work because I don't know if we're going to see through the glitter with the wood, but we're going to find out today anyway. It says that the planter mold holds 13.5 ounces, so I'm going to make up 14 ounces total. That's going to be mixed in there with it. It's really pretty glitter too, but I don't know if we're going to be able to see the wood through there. Kind of have my doubts, but I just kind of wanted a light showing. But I'm going to be using the epoxy by Glitz Resin, which I will show you here in a minute. It's equal parts A and B. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. And you will mix it for about 3 to 5 minutes, which I'm going to mix off camera. You mix it for 3 to 5 minutes. Don't forget to scrape the sides and the bottom really well several times so that you get the parts A and B mixed really well in case you're new to resin. But this is the resin I'll be using, the epoxy resin, just their basic epoxy resin by Glitz Resin. It's great stuff. But here's a little trick for those of you, especially if you're new, and maybe you didn't hear of it if you're not new, but you do resin and maybe you just haven't been watching too many videos, but it's what everybody does right now. You take some glue and you do 1 drop per ounce, and that helps to suspend the glitter. See, that glitter usually just sinks to the bottom of resin or to the top of the snail's head. All the glitter would be going down in his head and his eyeballs. We don't want that. So you mix 1 drop per ounce of resin, and it makes it really thick, like hair gel. That's the glue. I'm going to be using clear Elmer's glue, just normal glue. And you mix 1 drop per ounce, keep stirring it in after you add the glitter, and then it'll go into the vacuum chamber as well. But it will keep it suspended so it doesn't all sink. That's what it does. If you're enjoying so far, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help my channel. It helps more than you could even know. And I appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you who've already joined. Thank you very much. It means the world to me. It truly, truly does. But when I did this mix off camera also, I did not use my mixer. I did it by hand because I hate to clean my paddles when they're full of glitter. I really, really hate that. So it's kind of hard. So glitter is impossible to get out. So that's why I mixed it by hand. But you could see here that I'm adding the glitter, and I'm going to mix it then off camera. But you scrape the bottom and the sides very well. And if you don't want glitter on your paddles forever and ever and ever, then you're going to have to mix it by hand. That's all I can say. The texture should be like hair gel, maybe even thicker than hair gel. Some people refer to it as slime. That's another good descriptive word. That's kind of what it looks like, which you'll see in a moment. But it does get really thick, and that's exactly what we want though, and that'll keep it suspended from it'll keep it from sinking all to the bottom of the mold. We wouldn't want that. In this little guy, his eyeballs would be green. Well, which isn't maybe a bad thing, but not in this case. So here I got it out of the vacuum chamber now, and I'm going to be pouring it into the mold, and you will see in a moment here that it's very thick, and that's definitely what we want. See, you almost have to slice it if you want it to stop, because you can't just pour it smoothly in. And then what I'm going to be doing is trying to get it down into the snail's eyeballs down there at the very bottom. And you don't want to use a sharp tool for that. So I'm going to try to pour some in, get it down there. And I have to fix the wood so it doesn't unroll in the back. You have to keep watching that too. But here I'm going to be squeezing the head and squeezing the eye, trying to get that resin down in there as best as I can. And it's not really cooperating too well. See, I'm going to show you the eyes here. There they are. I knew that they were there somewhere. There you go. We're trying to get the resin down in there, but you could tell it's not going down in there because of how thick it is with the glue and the glitter. So I'm going to use a silicone tool, nothing sharp because you don't want to put a hole in your mold. That would be a disaster. So we're going to use a silicone tool to get the glitter and the glue down in the very bottom of the mold, which is the top of the mold in this case. But just poke it down in there, and it'll get down there. And that trick does work, the silicone tool. And it was right about here that I can already tell I don't think we're going to be able to see the wood through the glitter the way I was hoping you would anyway. It's just a little too thick. But I mean, do you have to show wood through the resin to be part of the Wood You Resin Collab? I mean, you all saw me put it in there, so you know it's there, but I don't know. Anyway, we're going to let this cure, and I'll come back to see how it turns out. Don't forget, I'll be giving one of these away to a random viewer. All you have to do is go ahead and hit the like button, and then subscribe to the channel, and then leave me a comment, and a winner will be chosen out of those comments at random. There will be announced on Tuesday, March 31st at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll be on live with Andy from CCUK Resin, the artist behind the gloves. Andy will be interviewing me on that show, on his show. So go ahead and come down for that. You'll be able to submit your questions live, and Andy will be the interviewer, and we'll get those questions answered for you on the artist behind the gloves with CCUK Resin. Andy, just if you Google or you YouTube search CCUK Resin, he'll come up and you'll see it. He's from the UK. He's a great guy. He's also having an auction on Friday the 27th at 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern. If you're interested in that, go ahead and tune in for that as well. And one last thing, there will be no video tomorrow. No video tomorrow, folks. I have something that's been on my calendar for a long time that I am going to be away for, so there will be no video tomorrow, but I'll be back with you for the next day. So sorry, I'll miss you all tomorrow, and we'll catch up with you the next day. And let's go ahead and look at today's comment, folks. We'll be back with you in just a few.
Alcohol ink drifting through, making something fresh and new. Popping bubbles nice and slow. Homestead Resin with Bobbie Jo. Swirl the colors, watch them glow. Country art in every point.
Hello, welcome back to Homestead Resin. I'm Bobbie Jo, back with you. Okay, so here's where we stand. If you remember, I left off with poured this guy with our wood veneer. This is part of the Wood You Resin Collab with Andy from CCUK hosting, alongside with Michelle and Dawn from Glitz N Glitter. Three of my favorite people, and I have many favorite people, just so you know. Don't tell them that though. Okay, so I poured this, and I was positive there was no way that this was ever going to work because you weren't going to be able to see through the glitter, right? So I have a little bit sticking out here. This is the wood veneer in the resin with glitter. Remember, we mixed it, we poured it yesterday. I poured it yesterday. This is how it turned out. Would you look at this fella? I just am in love with him. You can actually see a little bit of the wood coming through there. Look at that. And even on the inside. Now, I have to admit, this would be kind of like a blooper, right? Because it's kind of a fail. However, as I said yesterday, do you really need to see the wood to be part of the Wood You Resin Collab? But you can see the wood. So, and look at it. It's so bright and it just shines right through there. I just am in love with this effect. I really am. So here's what I did. Since it wasn't a complete and total success, what I decided to do, I think he's adorable. You know that there's not one single bubble. Look at, no bubbles on this fella. Not at all. He is beautiful. It's a shame that you couldn't see the wood through the mold. But in any case, okay, so what I decided to do was I decided to demold him because I only have one of those molds. And I wanted to still have this ready for you today. So what I did was this. I poured another one. And I poured it in clear with crushed crystal. And I put 2 layers of the wood veneer sheets in the shell. And then I topped it on the back. I just topped it off with Paradiso. This is glitter, Paradiso from Michelle over at Glitz N Glitter. This is her specialized glitter mix, Paradiso. Just love it. I know that it was between this and Heaven's Dust, but she's been out of that for a very long time. So I used the Paradiso because that's what I had, and it. I'm telling you, I think that this is going to shock me and be even a lot nicer than I thought. So that's what I did. So we're going to demold him and see how that happens. And I'm going to keep the green one as a little, either a plant, put a little plant in him, or maybe I might leave him here on the table to hold the little, I had to find somewhere to put these anyway, right? Because they just came in and I didn't have anywhere to put them. So the bag only lasts for so long. So I think that this would be perfect right here on my table with all the other friends that I have made. And garbage. And this would be perfect. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to, dress him up a little and give him a face, give him some bling, and we'll see what happens, okay? And I'll show you him in the end after we're finished here. But so anyway, I did that pour. I had extra resin. I don't know if you heard me say in the beginning of the tape that this had taken, I don't know, 15 ounces or something like that. And what I didn't realize is that it had gone over in my vacuum chamber. Didn't know that. That's why I had enough for the first one and way too much for the second one. So poured way too much. I made way too much because I was going by the first one, which I didn't know went over in the vacuum chamber until I made this one. I know, it's a little confusing. I apologize. So these are the extras that I came up with the extra resin. So what I did was when I was finished pouring our snail planter, this mold, by the way, is from Glitz Resin. It's their snail planter mold. Adorable. I added to the clear, I added Hypnotic by Diana Kapoor's, some of my favorite colors. So I added this. It's like a deep, 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 deep blue, almost black, but not quite. Just love that color. Love her colors. Hi, Dianica, if you're watching. Okay, so this I consider an extra because I way overmade because of my vacuum chamber debacle. Oh, not too many no bubbles, no big bubbles at all that need to be fixed. Not at all. Needs to be filed down just a little bit because it's pretty sharp. But I love this mold set. It's a cute little container, isn't it? We could put maybe a little sticker on there, or maybe a brooch or something like that. You could see the crushed crystal in there too. Look at that. That was from the crushed crystal from our snail friend. Yep. So that's one of the extras. And then I also had a flower, because I found I have 3 of these molds. I just love it so much. This is from Dawn and Michelle over at Glitz N Glitter also. They make wonderful molds. This is their flower mold. And here is that beautiful, beautiful, which will turn into a magnet, I believe, or maybe a lapel pin for women. I might do that. My mother-in-law, she wears these flowers on her coat, on the lapel of her jacket a lot. So if I put a little stick pin attachment on there, I could maybe make this into a pin. Maybe do up the edges a little tiny bit. It's pretty dark because of the because of the color. Hypnotic. But it's beautiful, isn't it? Just beautiful. I love the way you could see the facets just glowing, glimmering, and shining everywhere. Okay, let's go on. This is a little turtle guy, and this is also a mold from Michelle and Dawn over at Glitz N Glitter. They do a beautiful job with their molds. This guy has a lot of overpour here. There we go. Oh, that must have been from when I sprayed the alcohol. Yep, okay. Anyway, this is this little guy. He's adorable. Look at him. He's adorable. Look how shiny he is. Aww. He's going to make a really cute magnet also. He's really cute. My husband collects turtles and frogs and cows. All right, so we'll make him into that. And this was the leftover Paradiso from the final layer on our snail friend. It's a matte mold. So again, a Michelle and Dawn mold from Glitz N Glitter, I believe. I believe that's where that came from. You know what? I'll list it in the description box below. Let me just double check on that. I seemed to only be like 85%. When I said that, I wasn't confident about it. So I'll double check on that, and I'll put a link in the description box below as to where that mold is from. But nice little butterfly, yeah. The little angel outline on the side. Hard to see that, but a little bit of glimmer there from that Paradiso. It made it shine, even though it's a matte mold. Look at that. It's a matte mold, but we got a little bit of shine, little bit of shimmer out of that because of the glitter. Isn't that great? Maybe do that in a magnet also. So I will do all of that, take care of that, and I will get you pictures when we come back of all that. Okay, for the big highlight of the night, for the Wood You Resin Collab, hosted by Andy, Michelle, and Dawn. Here we go. Sorry, I need to. I know you want to see it. I'm sorry. I'm excited to see it too, but we have to get it out first without hurting him. I don't want to break off his eyes. He's still a tiny bit warm because I re-poured it today. So I have to be very, very careful. Normally, I wouldn't even be taking him out until it was 100% cool. Don't break, don't break, don't break. I'm afraid. I want to spray, I think, a little bit of alcohol because I'm just afraid. I just don't want to break them off. Let me rub it in there. Oh, look at that. Oh, it comes out so much better. So much better, so much better. Okay, hang on. Don't go away anywhere, snail. Stay here till I turn the mold inside out. Sorry, you guys. Sorry. Trying to hurry here for you, but we have to turn the molds back correctly so that they keep their shape. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? the Wood You Resin Collab. Oh, he's beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am in love with this. Wow, is that beautiful? Look at that wood veneer shining right through that shell. That is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You can see the crushed crystal, no bubbles at all. No bubbles. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. And that, my friends, is why it is a great idea to mix wood and resin together. Because look at that outcome. Oh my God, he's gorgeous. He's just gorgeous. I love him. So I'm gonna give him a face. Oh, he's so beautiful. He's really beautiful. I'm gonna have to make another one of him. I really am, because as I said before, maybe, I think, I'm not sure. Just because I'm going to be giving this little guy away. So one of you lucky viewers are going to receive him in your mail. And you're going to be so happy with him. At least I hope you will be. I am very happy with him. I just love him to death. Okay, so the way it's going to work is that everybody who leaves me a comment in the comment section will be entered automatically. One winner will be drawn at random, and then that winner will be announced on March 15th by me here on my YouTube channel. And you'll have 1 week to respond to that with your mailing address, at which time I will confirm and mail it right out to get him right out to you. And he'll be yours. And I appreciate you all for coming by my channel and spending time with me. So that's what I plan on doing. I'm going to have to make another one of him, though, because I'm just in love with this little fella. He's really adorable. I mean, what a great way to use wood and resin. It's just beautiful. I just love him to death. So anyway, thank you very much for coming in to see me. If you see anything that you like over the last 30 minutes or so, please go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I would so much appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Good, bad, and different. Doesn't matter. I'll read them all and respond. I do ask that you be kind. That's the only thing that I asked for. And then on March 15th, I'll announce the winner from the comments section. So go ahead and make a comment if you want to be entered in that. Now, if you don't want to be entered, you can tell me that in the comments. If you don't have no use for this, you don't want the snail, you can just go ahead and put that in the comments, and then I will not include your name in the drawing. Otherwise, everyone who leaves a comment will be included in the free giveaway drawing, which is going to be held at random on March 15th. And I will notify I will announce the winner on March 15th on my YouTube channel, and then you'll have 1 week to respond with an email with your address included so that I can mail this little guy to you. So that's the plan. Thank you so much for coming in to Homestead Resin. If you click on the bell below, right down there, and every time I release a video, you will get notified. And then that way you'll know when I have a new video out. But I plan on trying to come in at least every day would be nice, but we'll just see how it goes, okay? No commitment yet as far as every day goes, but several times a week at least, okay? Okay, so thanks again. I appreciate each and every single one of you. It means the world to me that you spent your time with me today. So thank you again, and remember, be productive. And we'll see you next time on Homestead Resin. And I'll have some pictures for you. Just give me a moment and I'll attach them at the end of the video. So go ahead and take a look at the pictures. Thanks again. Bye-bye now.
Resin, it's a brand new day. Got my silicone molds and my glove in place. 2-part epoxy, measure A and B. Stir it slow, no bubbles chasing me. Shimmering dreams in a mixing cup. Heat gun whisper makes them rise up. Pigment drops and alcohol ink. Mica powder makes the edges. From liquid glass to a crystal sea.
pour tells a story in me. Pour it slow, let it flow, watch it start to bleed. Sparkling rivers in a resin dream.
Mixing pigment, mica and ink, swirling sails on the riverbank brink. Shine